I've had this request for a little bit, so I'm finally going to get into it. Finally learn the slide parts and whatnot. But I'm going to do the dead set version. The earlier versions, Bob doesn't use a slide. He just kind of does the... But today I'm going to use a slide where he does the little riff and does the slide solo and all that stuff. So I picked a pretty simple slide solo from the ones that I've listened to. Those ones can get pretty crazy, but we're going to do the dead set one that's on the album. It's pretty simple, so we're going to get right into it. So this opening riff is Bob. That's what I was doing in the beginning. Okay, so this, to do it, it's just basically E minor, pentatonic. So, put on the E. Okay. So hammer on from D to E and then. So, and then hammer off E to D. To the B. And then slide up to the, so you can do that little minor riff. So that's up to the G. B, B, B. Okay, so you can do that. And then after you do that, go up to the slide. It's the D to E on the G string from the 7th to the 9th. And then kind of just after he does that open strum to keep the rhythm of it. Okay, so get closer up so you can see. You can also add that B in there too if you can get it quick enough. Okay, so that's the beginning intro. Just do that over and over again. Go back and we'll play it again with them. When you're sitting here, you're just sitting in E. So that's kind of the strumming, and then when you born in the desert, I was raised in the lion's den. Again, the riff. I was born in the desert. Right back to E. So that's kind of the gist of the beginning part. So there's a B chord right there. Instead of going to A, you just go to B. Stealing women from their other women. So you go back to that riff after the B. So number one occupation is B, and then you go back to the riff. So right there is A. Start the song at A. And then G. Riff. And every time I don't hear him do this, you can also just, kind of just just riff it out. Keep it down there without the slide, but most of the time he comes up to that. Okay, so A to G to E, and then at the end of it you do the riff. A, G, B. Preacher man, come sinner. So that for the last part of the verse it's always B. What is it now? Come and say. Back to E. Times too, I hear Bob's go up with a slide to the B. You can come in from the A, slide up from the 7th to the 9th, and then hit the D. Or you can just slide in from the 7th to the 9th on the D. He does this a lot though, that little. Another one that I'm going to do is Althea, he does that, but it's a different song. They're doing the jam, you're just doing that same thing as the verse, and then Bob has a slide solo. I'm gonna get into that. It's right after Brent's piano solo. So this is gonna start out at the 9th at the G string. So it's kind of like the gist of where to start. 9th at the G string. Doing a lot of minor slide. So 9th down to the 7th on the G, up to the 7th, up to the 9th on the D, and then you go to the B string, the 8th to the 9th. Kind of slide into it. You know, when you're going up, when you get to the 9th, hit that on the G string. So it's the first part of the solo. Let's do it together. Doing this box in the 7th to the 9th, and then putting the 8th in there for when you hit the minor note on the E. You know? So that's kind of how you mess around in that area. Let's do it one more time together. Moves up a step right there to the 12th from this E to this E. Kind of does the same thing. Same riff, just in a different fashion. Does it on the bottom E string. So it goes from this section and then kind of just creeps up. Then you go to the D again, just like you did on this. B when you sit on the D, some B, so when it's like right there, B, it's on the B string on the 12th, and then you go slide down from the B down to the on the same string down to the E on the G string. Okay, So let's go one more time. Let's do it. So when you go back to the E right there, and then you go back to the D. So it's that same little box that you do the 7th and 9th, it's just in a different fashion right here, kind of taking it up to the next octave. A lot of going to the B. B, D, B, E, B, E. And then since that next chord is B, he does this variation of B. Just does it with a slide. And then slides up to, which is the B note all the way up there. So from the B string, you climb up, and then you hit that note on the E.